My wife created 20 new marriage rules, so I added just one rule that ended her game. Her control system collapsed instantly. Update 2. I took a sip of water, maintaining eye contact for the moment needed to land with proper weight. My rule is simple. Every rule you create for me applies equally to you. No exceptions. The color drained from her face. That's not how this works. It's exactly how this works now, I responded. My voice level but firm. Location sharing goes both ways. Financial approval for purchases. Same limit applies to you. Hourly check-ins when you're out. I expect the same courtesy. But my friends, this isn't about your friends. I cut in. This is about our marriage. Either we're equal partners, or we're nothing. She shifted uncomfortably in her chair. Some of these rules don't make sense for me. I'm not the one who what? I challenged. Who needs monitoring? Who can't be trusted? Is that what you think of me after 7 years? She didn't answer, just stared at her plate. Here's the implementation plan, I continued. Starting tomorrow, we both follow all 20 of your rules, plus my one rule of equality. If either of us breaks any rule, that rule is permanently eliminated for both of us. If you refuse to follow your own rules, then the entire system is dissolved immediately. I could see the realization dawning on her face. Her perfect control system was being turned against her. She'd have to live under the same restrictions she designed for me. This is ridiculous, she finally muttered. The whole point was to create structure in our relationship. No, I corrected her. The point was control, and I'm not going to be controlled. I reached for my phone and opened the location sharing app she'd insisted I install. Let's start with rule number 1, shall we? I've turned on my permanent location sharing. I slid the phone across the table. Your turn. She stared at the phone as if it might bite her. I need to think about this. There's nothing to think about, I replied, echoing her words from days earlier. These rules go into effect immediately. Her fingers drummed nervously on the table as the trap of her own making closed around her. She had 3 options: follow her own restrictive rules, admit the rules were unreasonable, or refuse and expose her true intentions. What happens if I don't agree to your addition? She asked, trying to find a loophole. I shrugged. Then we have a bigger conversation about why you believe you should be able to dictate terms without being willing to live by them yourself. The silence stretched between us, heavy with implication. Finally she reached for the phone and with visible reluctance, activated her location sharing. Good, I said. Now, let's discuss rule number 2, phone access codes. I'll need yours just as you demanded mine. As I watched her internal struggle play out across her face, I knew the game was already changing. This wasn't about winning or domination. This was about resetting the balance that had been lost. The moment she had to follow her own rules, their true purpose became crystal clear. And that was exactly what I wanted her to see. The next morning brought the inevitable confrontation. She'd had time to regroup, to consult with her friends, to formulate a counterattack. We need to talk about these rules, she announced as I made coffee. I agree, I replied calmly. Which one is causing you trouble first? The hourly check-ins, the spending limits, the social media approval process, she said, her jaw tightening. This isn't what I intended. You're twisting the purpose. Am I? I leaned against the counter. Let's be honest, these rules weren't created to strengthen our marriage. They were created so you could tell your friends how well you've trained your husband. Her face flushed with anger and recognition. I'd struck a nerve. That's not true, she protested. But her voice lacked conviction. I just wanted more structure. Structure would have been a conversation between equal partners, I interrupted. What you created was a power play, and now you're upset because I won't simply surrender. She switched tactics. You're being childish. This tit-for-tat approach isn't constructive. Then let's be constructive, I suggested. Tell me which rules you find unreasonable to follow yourself, and we'll eliminate those for both of us. She hesitated, caught in her own contradiction. Admitting any rule was unreasonable would undermine her entire position. Yet, she clearly wasn't prepared to live under the same restrictions she designed for me. This isn't a negotiation, she finally said, trying to reassert control. You're right, I agreed. It's not. Either the rules apply equally, or they don't exist. That's my boundary, and it's non-negotiable. Her phone pinged with a message. I raised an eyebrow. According to Rule 16, all messages must be read aloud to your spouse. Who is it? She clutched her phone tighter. This is ridiculous. It's your rule, I reminded her. Is it from the group chat? Are they waiting to hear how successfully you've implemented your control system? The look on her face confirmed my suspicion. They were indeed waiting for updates on her domestic victory. What exactly do you tell them about me? I asked, my tone hardening. Do you laugh together about how compliant I am? Do you compete to see who has the most obedient husband? It's not like that, she protested, but weakly. Show me the chat, I said. Not a request, a demand. For a moment I thought she might refuse. Then reluctantly, she handed over her phone. I scrolled through the messages, my suspicions confirmed with each swipe. The group, 6 women including my wife, were indeed comparing notes on their husbands, ranking them on submissiveness, sharing tactics for control. Congratulations, I said, handing back her phone. You're winning the competition for the most controlled husband. Unfortunately for you, I'm withdrawing from the contest. What does that mean? She asked, her voice small now. It means I'm not playing this game. I'm not going to be the subject of your power experiment, or the punchline in your group chat. I married a partner, not a warden. I reached for the laminated rule sheet, still prominently displayed on the refrigerator, and took it down. So, here's what happens now. Either we follow each rule equally, starting with you sharing your group chat messages in real time, or we tear up this entire system and have a real conversation about our marriage. Her eyes flicked to the rule sheet in my hands, then back to my face, searching for weakness, for an opening to reassert control. She found none. You wouldn't understand, she tried. The other wives, I don't care about the other wives. I cut in. I care about us. And right now there is no us. There's just you giving orders and the husband you think you can control. I placed the rule sheet on the counter between us. Your move. Her strategy shifted over the next few days, cycling through every manipulation tactic in her arsenal. First came anger, accusations that I was being unreasonable, that I didn't trust her, that I was overreacting. When that failed to move me, she switched to tears, sobbing about how she just wanted to feel secure in our marriage. I remained unmoved. Security doesn't come from control, I told her as she dabbed at her eyes. It comes from mutual respect. Now you can watch the third part by pressing share and more.